Hello, everyone. Sunday greetings from here. This is AKRIBOS Faith Webinar with Joel Coyote. In today's teaching, let me briefly share with you what has been titled Purposeful Living. And in this teaching, we will be examining the why behind every what. Our anchor scripture is found in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter number 3, and verse number 1. It reads, "To every thing there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." This verse of the scripture brings to mind a joke as narrated by a comedian some years back. The joke is about military coupists who successfully overthrew a democratically elected government. So after they overthrew the government, at their first meeting, the coupist leader asked his comrade, "Now that we have the state power, so what should we do with it?" What a question. Dear friend, that is the lot of so many people in our world today. They always want and go for whatsoever their senses could covet without knowing why. If I may ask, why do you want to become a doctor? Or why do you want to become a lawyer? Why do you want to marry? Or why are you still single? Dear friend, there must always be a why behind any of your desire. And there is no any other why, but it should be your purpose. The reason why you are still single should be because you are still laying foundation for your life purpose. The reason why you want a car should be because it will help you to comfortably fulfill your life purpose. On the other hand, the reason why you want to marry should be because of what the scripture says in Exodus chapter 32 verse 30, that one shall chase 1,000, but two shall put 10,000 to flight. That is, when you get married, your marriage should scale up your life purpose to a greater scale. So you must always have the why behind what you want. And that leads us to the first part of this teaching, which is, what is a purpose? Dear friend, probably you may be confused when it comes to the concept of purpose. You are not alone. You are just like myself some years back, until I came across a teaching by Dr. Miles Moreau of blessed memory. He was teaching about purpose and potential, and that's where I got the real understanding of the concept of purpose. So I will be reeling out this teaching from that perspective. Dear friend, purpose is first and foremost whatsoever any of human endeavors that is acceptable to God and good for humanity. That's purpose. Purpose also implies the reason behind your existence. Just like a iron is meant to knitting cloth and the laundry machine was meant to wash cloth, so purpose is the reason behind your existence. Purpose is the why God gave you a slot on planet Earth in the first place. Purpose is the reason you are necessary and needful to your generation. That is purpose. Because of purpose, you were not born in the 19th or 18th century. You were born at this season because you've been fashioned and programmed to solve humanity's problem for this season. And that's what makes you needful. You are necessary to your generation because of your purpose. For clearer understanding, let me use Moses as instance. I will be talking from Exodus 2. When you read from Exodus 2 down to chapter number 12, you will see the story of Moses. You see, Moses was born during the Israeli slavery era in Egypt. It was even forbidden to spare any male child born during that period. But Moses' parents did their best to keep him alive. So after 3 months, they will be risking their own life to keep Moses to themselves. So they made a cot, put Moses into it, and took him to a place that we could refer to as a private beach of the king's daughter in a nutshell, the king's daughter adopted Moses, raised him in the palace. Despite the comfort of the palace and the benefits of royal life, Moses' purpose wouldn't let him be. When he came to maturity, he was of the dominant thought that he could do something about the predicament of the Israelites. So at a point, he decided he would be killing the tax masters over the Israelites one after the other. But little had he started out his crusade when the secret leaked. So he had to flee Egypt to Midian to become a shepherd. But do you know that despite that, that thought was still in the heart of Moses? So after 40 years, God has to embolden him to come back to Egypt so he could fulfill his life purpose. So he delivered the Israelites from their captors. That is, he fulfilled his purpose after 40 years. Dear friend, I use this story to narrate the pointer to your life purpose. You see, the scripture says in Proverbs 12, verse number 5, that the thoughts of the just are right. And that explains that dominant thought of you that keeps popping up on your mind's dashboard, year in, year out, despite you are snubbing it, but it won't go away. That's God pointing your life purpose to you. That's purpose welling up in your heart. So it's time to consider it. It's time to consider it, because the thoughts of the just are right. That's one pointer to your life purpose. Though there are other pointers that could help you discover your life purpose, but due to time constraint, I will limit myself to that. So that led us to the second part of this teaching. How do you live purposefully? And to explain that, I will be using Joseph as instance. You see, Joseph discovered he is to become a leader. Though at initial, the vision was not cleared enough. Either he will be political leader, business leader, traditional leader. But Joseph adopted the purpose, and he tailored his life around that lifestyle of a leader. And that helped him when he was sold into slavery in Egypt, in the house of Potiphar, because he had adopted and planned every aspect of his life like that of a leader. That helped him to become chief of staff to Potiphar. Remember, when Potiphar's wife accused him of wanting to sleep with her, and he was sentenced to prison. Even in the prison, because he behaved himself like a leader, he was diligent as expected of a leader. Then he had the thought that a good leader should be able to solve problems. So he helped the two political prisoners in the prison. He solved their problem. So he became a leader, a team leader in the prison, and solved problem to others, for others. And when such a problem occurred in the palace, they remembered him because he had prepared himself as a leader. So that's how he became a national leader, by fulfilling his purpose to save life during the famine. You see, that's how to program yourself to live purposefully. So to live purposefully, first of all, you must accept or discover your life purpose. Number two, you must make your choices and decisions based on your life purpose. Number three, you must start to live consistently within the confinement and the dictates of your life purpose. Finally, to live purposefully is as simple as you decided that you are going to Afghanistan. Then you must not keep company with those going to America. Neither should you join their flight. What I'm saying literally is, you must mind your company. If you want to live purposefully, then you must mind your company. Remember, the scripture says, companion of fools shall be punished. So to live purposefully, you must mind your company. You must keep company with only those that are going along the path of your life. And that's how to live purposefully. So that is the circumspective message for this week. For more on how to discover your life purpose, you can reach out to us at Thekingdomglobalheraldmedia at gmail.com. So till we meet by next week Sunday, I urge you, live purposefully.